How's it going, guys? This is David Blade Banter bringing you a knife from Lee of Love Them Knives. So this gentleman here, so if you've known his channel, a lot of different styles of knives, different brands you've never heard of, Amazon knives, AliExpress, as well as the regular Go guides as well. But this one, he brought a knife from We Knife Company. So this is his first OEM project. So he had one with TwoSun, which is the Vandal, and that was the first one that he had as far as one of his designs. Worked with Max, and then this is going to be the one that he actually paid for out of pocket, OEM'd, and actually is available at White Mountain Knives. So you want to check this out. This is going to be what it looks like in pocket for you. So it is a titanium pocket clip, so that's what it looks like, and that's how it's going to fit for you. I did find it a little bit, so sometimes with some deep carry clips, it can loop over a little bit. So I did find every now and then it would kind of hook a little bit to the pocket side here. So that's where that was just something that I noticed with that. But titanium pocket clip for this, and a very nice carry for people that like true deep carry pocket clips. So this is going to be the box that it comes with. So you have the regular LTK logo on it. That's what you get here. So that's going to be the box. But button lock for this guy, again, We Knife Company, so folks know now what to expect for them. It does have titanium, seems like the hardware back here as well as the clip. There's going to be steel and steel for these guys here. But very nice action for it, good detent. So what you're going to get for a detent out of a button lock, so not a standard detent ball. So it's going to be from that track on the button. But that's going to be, it has kind of a, almost like a tactile turn style of milling that goes all the way across. So very good in hand, a good feel. Didn't have any hot spots that I felt with it. And then it's got a pretty substantial guard here for use. But this guy is going to be the Rezult. That's going to be the name of the knife. It's going to be now the one that I would say to buy. I mean, there's only 300 of these made. So if you want to pick it up, he might have different runs eventually, but this is going to be the first one. So at $245 through White Mountain Knives, it's a good, really good value for 20 CV, titanium inlays, and a button lock. But then you're going to be able to pick it up. There's two different ones that you can find on the on White Mountain Knives. You're going to have the red, and you also have the green. So those are two variants that are available for it. Some people don't like the inlays, but really, that's any design. You're going to have some people that love it, some people that don't like it, but that is what you have there. And then with the discount, again, LTK has a discount there too. So it goes from that $245, drops it down a little bit. So you got a $24 discount, brings you down to $220.50, and that's shipped to your door. So pick it up if you can, if you want to get in on that, support one of the channels that's been out there for a long time, and really brought a lot of things to the community. He is doing a lot of the steel testing again, so he found another tester to be able to do those things. I did update the spreadsheet, so if you want to update that or look at that in the description section, I do have the link for that, so you can see some of the new knives that he's been testing as well. But that's available for you folks. So it's just a service to the community. So it's kind of nice to be able to kind of get your design out there and also be able to give back and also support one of the channels for the products. So tip angle for this guy is about 45 degrees. So be able to do, so actually the tip is going to be about 45 degrees to be able to get into boxes and everything else. So that's just one of the things that I add to it as far as information for the channel. The detent for the thumb side, so the only way I was able to deploy this is going to be with that thumb groove. So I wasn't able to middle finger flick it. Granted, probably when I say that I can't, I will on camera. Nope. So can't do it there. I can do the finger or the thumb deployment, as well as the finger flick for the flipper tab. And then you're of course going to just have the regular button deployment for it. So a few different ways for that. So I would have liked to see that be able to do a middle finger flick for it. To be able to do that reverse flick. That was something that kind of came up on the TwoSun variant, kind of not able to get that one done. This one does have a good ridge to it, so I just thought it would be grabby enough for it, but I'm not able to do it. So somebody out there is going to be like, what's wrong with you? I'm able to do it perfectly, and that's going to happen. But it's going to be a 2-pound, 5-ounce for that, and the flipper tab is a 4-pound pull. So actually just do the deployment for it. So before it breaks, so I use a Lyman pull gauge to get that that deployment for it. So to pull, so that's going to be 4 pounds before that does the break for it. And then there's going to be a 4.4 ounce knife. So 4.4 ounces. So for the channel, why do I have it? It just so you can relate to something. There's going to be a quarter side. So this is going to be a total of 22 quarters. So to be able to get that, so basically each quarter is 0.2 ounces, a penny is 0.1 ounces. So if you have a knife laying around a little bit lighter than this, then you can go and add some quarters or pennies to it, get an idea as far as how that's going to feel in your hand, to actually get that feel and not just have a number available. So that's why I put it out there for that. So anything for those, I mean any other channel, if they give you a weight for the knife, then you go, okay, well, 0.2 ounces and 0.1 ounces, and you kind of put that together yourself and actually kind of feel what that knife would be. Add it to like a bug out. Bug out's like 1.9 ounces. So 1.9 ounces for a little guy like this. Add some quarters to it, just hold it in your hand, and you can kind of feel how that's going to be when you actually get that knife and you go, I don't like that, or yeah, that feels pretty good. So you're going to get a lot of those weights, especially with some of the brass and copper type of knives, even though they're a little bit smaller. So 22 quarters for that one. You figure Samsung type of phone, that's going to be like almost 6 ounces. iPhone's like 6 ounces. So if you have any of those and you're complaining about weight, you got something heavier in your pocket already. So it shouldn't be too bad for you. So current price is $245, as I mentioned. MSRP $329. Again, discount code for that. So $250 or $300 available. So check it out, pick it up before it's gone if you do want to get it. 3.5 inches for the blade length. Cutting length or is going to be 3.3. So basically how I do that is just measure the actual full length of it. So not the actual length of the blade in that cutting edge, because it does kind of trail up for that. So it is a flat grind for this guy. 7 degrees for the angle for the blade itself. So flat grind, 7 degrees. It is a pretty steep sharpening edge. So it's going to be 24 degrees on both sides. Very even on both sides, but 24 degrees. So you can probably pull that back a little bit, because even the behind edge thickness is about 6 sheets of paper. So that's going to be about 24, I think it's about 24 thousandths behind the edge. And then even with that, I was cutting through some boxes just to test it out a little bit. It did it very nicely. So even with that, I know a lot of people like to have that laser behind the edge, thin cutting edge, but it does very well for that type of work. Now blade stock thickness is going to be 3.18 millimeters, or 125 thousandths. Again, 20 CV for the blade steel. For that one, so for knife steel nerds, they kind of put together a chart working with a big brown bear. I think he was working with to kind of get all these information and these charts going as far as the testing that they did, the heat treats that they did. So 20 CV is about 6.5 for edge retention. Corrosion resistance for this blade is about 9 out of 10, and toughness is about 3.5 out of 10. So you're going to kind of take those into factor as far as what you're going to be using for, and if you really need something really tough, maybe M390 20 CV isn't going to be kind of your blade steel. Or if you just want to sharpen it on an Arkansas stone, maybe you don't want to have a M390 20 CV high-end blade steel for it. So that's what you have for it. Right hand tip up, left hand tip up carry. That's what you're going to have for this. So it does have the clip placement on the back side here. That would just focus. So it drops in there. So you have both right and left hand carry. Single screw that you would take out on that to get it to flip over. And then the retention side for the pocket clip, that was about 1 pound 10 ounces. So idea wise, so I mean Bush's baked beans, so that's about 1 pound 12 ounces. So pretty much figure you're gonna pick this up with 2 fingers, and that's gonna be at the height of the retention of the pocket clip is a Bush beans. That's what you're going to have for it for that weight. So it's not going to stay there the whole time. Yes, the knife is not 1 pound 10 ounces, but at the height of retention, that's what you're going to feel even for a slight little moment. So that's what you're going to get out of that. So handle is going to be 4.6, and then also the width is going to be a 0.52 for the thickness. I think I forgot what a Snicker bar was, but I mean it's thinner than a Snicker bar. And then grip area on this one is going to be a 3.7. That's basically from this point here all the way till kind of it drops off, because otherwise you're not going to really have a good placement for even a pinky on this side. So once it kind of gets to this point, that's going to be about that 3.7 inches. I really like it, and then I've met Lee before, so really great guy. It comes to shows you guys a lot of different products, so go support his channel, support him as well as far as OEM project for him and Max. So that's going to be again on White Mountain Knives, where you can pick that product up. Again, $220.50. So what are you going to find for that price? So really good value for it. So green and red. But those are the things that you're going to pick up, and we're going to look at some of the examples here so you can get an idea as far as the comparison. If the measurements don't really work for you, we can look at a few different things. So pair 3 is going to be what this looks like here. That was a bit dirty, but pair 3, rat 2, penguin, Scorpio, and you're going to have the bug out. So definitely bigger for the knife itself, but you're going to have similar to the handle. So the handle itself, so basically the grip area is going to be slightly longer, so you're going to see where this grip area kind of stops here. You're going to have a little bit more for the Rezult from LTK, or Love Them Knives. So check that out. If you have any other questions, let me know in the comments, but it's a very good buy. Pick it up. I mean, this is where button locks are kind of known to have the play for it. I've been flipping it and everything else, good that way, good that way. So really solid build for them. I know there were some that had lock stick. So this one I haven't experienced lock stick for it. But overall, I mean, would you rather have lock stick or kind of more play? So it's something that kind of works out. Button locks are very finicky, but that is what you're going to get for that. But LTK's knife, check it out on White Mountain Knives. Support LTK. Send them a message if you like it or don't like it, and then so you can work on it for maybe a next knife that he's going to build for you guys. But that's about all I have to say about that one today.